Hey guys, it's Bridget from Open Chair Counseling, and we are doing a whole mini series on different types of coping. So, the next group that I want to get into is called visual imagery skills. I use EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, as a tool in my therapy. It's not the only type of therapy technique that I use, but I do like to pull it out if my clients are interested in using it to kind of get some things moving. But one of the first things that we do before we actually get into like the processing part of EMDR is this thing called resourcing phase. And part of resourcing is creating mental, kind of visual coping skills for people to use. So I'd like to teach you guys how to do that, like a really quick condensed version. So the first mental imagery kind of resource or coping skill that I want to teach you is called safe place or calm place or secure place or however you want to word it. So I ask my clients, what is an experience that you've had where you felt safe or calm or peaceful or secure? And then I ask them, give me a bunch of descriptive details about what you would feel, what you would see, what you would hear, what you would smell, and what you would taste, and allow your body to experience that place as if you were actually there. And just notice what happens in your body. Do you feel like you can breathe easier? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel less tense? Overall, do you feel calmer? That's what we're looking for. We want to help you do this thing that we call like affect shift, where we can go from what does our body feel like when we're experiencing something negative? Do we feel tense or hot or uncomfortable? And shift it to a place where we feel more tranquil, more secure, more at rest. So, the next one that I want to talk to you guys about or teach you really quickly, if you've never heard of it before, is called the container technique. So, in your mind, I want you to start visualizing a container where you could put all of your upsetting thoughts, feelings, and life experiences. Now, we can't put people into our container because we can't control people, but we can control our perception to things that happen to us, right? So, like throughout our lives, we go through different experiences where we accumulate a lot of negativity. Like, we kind of carry around bad experiences with us as, like, these kind of intrusive thoughts that we can't get rid of. Or sometimes we almost punish ourselves with, like, oh my gosh, can you remember that time when someone was waving at someone behind me and I thought they were waving at me, and so I waved back and now I feel really embarrassed, and we just perseverate and we just think about that for forever. And we carry that around with us as if we need to be embarrassed about that at all times. So we can take that upsetting or embarrassing or negative experience and put it into this container, okay? So I want you to start thinking about a container that's big enough so there's plenty of room for all of our upsetting or distressing experiences or thoughts or feelings. It's strong enough so that whatever you put in will be kept safe in there, won't be able to escape. But it's also comfortable enough on the inside so that whatever we put in will be willing to stay, because these are all things from us, right? Like, these are negative thoughts and feelings and experiences. These are all parts of what has made up our life so far. So we don't want to treat them with disrespect, and we don't want to be unkind to them because they're part of our life story. So we want it to be comfortable enough on the inside so that whatever we put in will be willing to stay until we're ready to pull it out and work on it. Now, I want you to add to your container some kind of locking mechanism so that only you can go in and out. So maybe this is a cool, like, thumbprint scanner, or one of those cool, like, eye pupil scanners that I think they had from, like, Spy Kids or something, like, way back in the day. Or maybe it's like a skeleton key that only you have, or a combination that only you know. Some kind of locking mechanism so that only you can go in and out. No one else is going to be going in there meddling with all of your things. Now I want you to imagine putting a negative thought, feeling, experience, whatever. I want you to, however it makes sense to you, kind of condense that down into one object. So maybe it's like a Polaroid picture of an experience, or maybe it's like, I think one of my clients had pine cones. Like, each pine cone represented something negative that happened in her life. And I want you to imagine taking that condensed thing and putting it into your container so that you're not touching it, it's not weighing you down, but it's being kept safe somewhere else so that only you can go in there and address it, or, challenge it or work on it or whatever you need to do, but it's not being carried around with you all the time. Go ahead and put that thing into your container and just kind of notice how your body responds. Again, do you feel lighter? Do you feel like it's easier to breathe? Do you feel more confident? Do you feel less ashamed? Just notice whatever happens in your body and in your brain. Now, the last kind of visual imagery that I want to teach you guys as a coping skill is called like a light stream. So I want you to imagine that there's some kind of like beaming, glorious ray of light coming down from the sky. And this light can be whatever color you want it to be. It can be pink or green or gold or whatever color you want, okay? So it is coming down from the sky, down from space, and it is entering your body from your forehead or like your third eye, maybe, if that's kind of your thing. And I want you to imagine that this light has all kinds of like positive feelings to it, and it's pure and it's beautiful and it's warm. And there's no sadness or anxiety or shame or guilt or embarrassment or anything. This light is just completely pure. It's beautiful. It's radiant. It's entering your body and it's slowly filling you up, and it's pushing out any kind of disturbance or disruption in your body. So there's no room for anxiety or depression or disgust or embarrassment. It's just filling you up with like this beautiful, welcoming, glowy light. And just notice what happens in your body. Notice what happens in your mind when you think about this beautiful, warm light coming into your body and pushing out all of the darkness. So, guys, those were a couple visual imagery coping skills that I wanted to share with you. If there's more that you've heard of or that you've tried before, feel free to comment them below so that we can help each other try new coping skills.